Hi, I am Daniella Correa, and I got breast augmentation with Dr. Mohan at Ciaravino. I chose to start being in pageants at a pretty young age. I was actually 13 when I did my very first one, and honestly, it was just for funsies. I didn't think much would happen. There was only 3 other contestants, and somehow I ended up winning. And from that point, the directors of the pageant wanted me to do Miss Texas Teen USA, and I was just didn't want to do it. Somehow they talked me into it. Right off the bat, starting off that weekend, I was not in love with it, and then all of a sudden I fell in love with it. And I think it has taught me so much, and I kept doing that for 3 years, won Miss Texas Teen USA, and then took a break, and then I eventually won Miss Texas USA a couple years later in 2016. I think I've learned so much about myself and about the world in general. I think through pageants, it has taught me so much about public speaking and how to express myself a lot better. And I think till this day, that's one of the things that I'm the most grateful for is it's very important to be able to express yourself in today and not be shy and just, talk to people. And I think that's something that has shaped me into who I am today. I think one of the main things that also went into being in pageants was my appearance. I know they always say don't judge a book by its cover, but unfortunately that's how the world works. And I think that I learned that it's important to always take care of how I look, and not just about that, but how I felt about myself as well. I think that if I walk out into the day looking good, feeling confident, it really just changes your entire day and it makes you have a good day overall. So I think throughout that, I learned that to me and personally, I think it was very important to always take care of my appearance and how I looked. And like I said, if you look good, you feel good. I think the hardest part about being in pageants would probably have to be there being so much voices in the world and so many opinions, and you have to learn how to block off the negative energy and just focus on yourself, because it's very easy to fall into this black hole of Instagram comments and negativity. And there was a couple times where, growing up, I was very young, I was a teenager, and you would read these comments and it would break my heart, and I would question whether they were true. Am I really this way? Do I really look this way? And I think it definitely took maturity to realize that I wasn't the problem, they were the problem. And just focusing on myself. And I think something that came easy to me through pageants was probably just being able to be on stage. Since a little girl, I've always enjoyed that. I liked being in theater. So I think that was a part of me that it just came supernatural. One of the reasons why I decided to get breast augmentation was, I had 2 kids. So that kind of changes things a little bit. But having children, I knew I eventually wanted to get to the point where I wanted to get some work done. But then having 2 kids, it confirmed it that I definitely wanted to do that. And I just wanted to feel like myself again. Like I said, a lot of things change when you have kids. And I started working out. I started doing everything that you can to feel like you're back to normal. But that is one thing that you can't really change. So I knew that I was in good hands with Dr. Mohan. And that was why I decided to do it. Why I chose Dr. Mohan. Of course, before picking a doctor, you have to do all the research that you can. And in modern day society, I think social media is the best kind of research you could do. And besides Google and everything else, I really focus on Instagram. And I think I just felt so like if I knew her in a way. I think the social media did such a good job getting to know her and everyone else in their office. And walking in for my first appointment, my husband was laughing because I kind of fangirled over her because I felt like I knew her and I've seen her so much on social media. But just the office itself and the girls, I think they make you feel so welcomed and so comfortable that I never felt anxious or nervous. And if I was, I would just ask them, and they always had the answers for me. So I would say the way they made me feel was the main reason why I picked them. I wasn't really scared going into this. I was very excited and looking forward to get the procedure done. My husband was definitely a part of this journey, and he had a lot of questions, and Dr. Mohan did such a great job to answer everything and make sure that we went into this at ease, and he knew that I was gonna come out looking good. I think throughout this entire journey, my favorite part was, of course, the results. Despite the couple days after post-op, I think that was a little difficult, and being a mom of 2 was not the easiest work, but knowing what I know now and just feeling how I feel now, I am so grateful that I did it because I feel so good about myself. And I'm glad that I pushed through those couple of days where I didn't feel my best, but it was all worth it. I think having confidence as a mom is really important because at the end of the day, you know, you are gonna raise your children as the way you are. And kids are very big on doing what they see, not necessarily what they hear. So I think my children seeing me confident is very important, especially when they grow up. One day they're gonna go up and find a partner, and I hope they find someone that's confident in themselves. I think the confidence that having breast augmentation has brought me as being a businesswoman is really important because I think I'm able to be confident in myself and my business and kind of like keep pushing forward and wanting to do more in my business in the sense of like doing photo shoots and expanding many things that we can get done. And I think the confidence that has brought me has been so good for my business. I think it was very important that I had a really big support group. My number one fan is always my husband, so he was the first person that I talked to when this came into my head, knowing that I wanted to have the procedure, and he was always very excited. And you know, we talked through everything, and we knew that I wanted to do it. And I'm so grateful that I had the help of my mom and my mother-in-law that helped me out with the kids, because right after the procedure, you cannot pick up the kids for quite a while, and they're definitely in that stage where they just want to be pampered and carried the entire time. So to me, it was such a great help that I had a lot of people around me to not only support me, but also help me around with the kids. My husband's reaction when we finally saw the final result was probably the best reaction that I've gotten ever since then. I mean, he's always loved me so much, but I think he just loves me way more after that. And it's awesome to see that my husband is happy, and so am I. So it's great to show that mutual love, but it's also good to see my friends and how happy they are for me, and they're always telling me how good I look. And also when you start wearing outfits for the first time and you don't have to wear the surgical bra, I think it's really cool because I got to wear this like pink strapless top the other day that I had in my closet for years and had never been able to wear it, and now I finally got to, and I just felt so confident knowing that I looked good. I think if I could give any advice to other women, I'd say just do it. If it's something that you've been thinking about for a while and you know you want to do it, just do it. You'll never know what can happen until you do something. So I think it's very important to feel good about yourself, and this could really change so much about how you feel and how you act and how you are every single day. So I'd say just do it. I think if I could tell Dr. Mohan anything, I would just honestly give her a big hug and just tell her thank you so much, because after being a mom, things can change, and just your hormones in general, you know, your body changes. And I think giving it some time, but also having this procedure and just being in her hands has really helped me feel so good about myself, and my confidence has gone up so much after that. So if I could tell her one thing, it's just a huge thank you.